God bless football, Billy Gill.
God bless football, Mikey, eh?
God bless football, Fuentes.
God bless football, Stugotz.
Thank you, Mike Fuentes. We are just under 30 days away from the start of the NFL season. Very exciting. College football is right around the corner. Football is back, Billy. You excited?
I am excited.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on here.
Yes.
The band is about to be back together.
Yes. Well, what do you mean by band? Like Mojo and the crew and Chris Sims and Mike Golick and
I meant like Sims and Golick, and we have a call with Mojo later. We have a call with Mojo later today. Not to put the cart before the horse here, but the original band may be back together. Then I have to figure out what we do with the secondary band. But there's things to be sorted out still. Also, and this is, I have a segment I'd like to play.
Really?
Now, if you'd like to. We just
already?
Really quick, just a quick little segment.
Before you get to it, Dwight Freeney, who was just enshrined into Pro Football's Hall of Fame, is going to join us in just a little bit. Looking forward to that. We are happy about that. That is the second guy since we started doing this show who is a fairly regular contributor to the show. Tony Baselli, Dwight Freeney. Dwight, the second guy to make it into the Hall of Fame. What? Why are you giving me that look?
I think Dwight's been on God Bless Football one time.
He's been on like 4 times, it feels like.
A few times. It's been a few times.
A few times, Billy.
Okay.
It's been a few times.
More than once.
Maybe 2.
Yes.
More than once. No, I know for a fact more than once.
I think this is like the whole like stupidity God Bless Football like mesh thing where we just forget where things end up.
Right. Well.
Anyways, okay, so I have a story of the week, but that's not what I want to get to right now.
All right.
This is a segment I like to call on-air production meeting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is an on-air production / planning meeting.
On-air prod meeting.
Exactly right. Okay. So this is the situation. It's something that we've done in the past. It's something that has been well received and is somewhat popular. And it is we have spoken to Mike Wright to help us with fantasy football.
Yes.
Now, every time we've spoken to Mike Wright, we've also had Nitro, the American Gladiator, on with us. And he has helped Nitro put together Nitro's fantasy football team. Now, I have been in discussions with getting Mike Wright back on the show prior to the start of the football season. And this is where I need your help in making a call.
Okay.
Stugotz, Mike Fuentes, Mikey A, audience as well.
Yep.
While I like the idea of helping Nitro set up his fantasy football team again this year, what I think has happened in the past is Nitro has had a lot of questions, and we have
a lot.
I don't want to say wasted Mike Wright's time with some of the questions.
I'll say it. Yeah.
But I will say we haven't had time to get in a lot of questions because we've been asking very specific questions to Nitro's football team, which, while entertaining and while Mike Wright seems to really enjoy as well, isn't helping the masses.
No.
Right? Because we'll ask questions like, when should I draft a tight end, or why do I need a tight end? Which is not super helpful for the fan that's been playing fantasy football for a long time. So my question to you guys is, do we have Nitro back on with Mike Wright? And I have a partial solution, and I think it's what we might go with. But I'm open to hearing your suggestions first.
I mean, I'll start. I love Nitro, so for me, I'm good with it. Like, I want Nitro on the show in some way, shape, or form. I think Nitro should take someone who is now new to fantasy this year, and he should be the teacher. He should go from the student to the teacher. How about that?
That doesn't help with the Mike Wright of it, because
that's
then
true.
we don't have any need for Mike Wright.
You also ruined somebody's fantasy football season.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, Nitro made it to the Super Bowl last year of his league. Okay. He did. He lost, but he made it.
Did he?
I think he did, yeah.
You just made that up.
I did, yeah.
Okay. All right. Mike, do you have a suggestion of what to do with Mike Wright?
I think we should have Nitro on with Mike Wright once. Before the season, let him do all his draft questions.
A draft
and
day
then we got to
special.
have Mike Wright on
separate
from Nitro.
Yes.
Because I can't listen to Nitro keep saying, the kid from the Chargers, and he really means like Puka Nacua from the Rams.
Should we tape it?
That's what happens a lot.
It does with Nitro. Should we tape it and not air it? Nitro won't know the difference. I mean,
no, that's not it.
Just to make Nitro happy. Just to make him happy.
Because in general, I'm trying this season of God Bless Football, I'm trying to maximize the amount of things that we tape that get aired. So I'm trying to minimize the amount of things that we're taping that are never seeing the light of day, which is a surprising amount.
Yeah. Yes.
And it's not because it's bad, it's because we just have a lot every single week.
Yes.
I think Mikey A's onto something. I think we need a Nitro draft day special.
Okay.
We help him one time. This is Go do your draft. You're an experienced veteran now.
An isolated special is what you're saying.
Maybe that.
A 1 hour special.
Yeah, maybe,
All right,
maybe we dedicate a full episode to it. We'll be doing
1 hour will take it covering kickers.
That's
Why
true,
do I
too.
have to have this kicker?
Yeah.
Oh me, oh my.
How come I can't have more kickers?
What about the kid from the Chargers?
Yeah.
Okay, so
kid.
my solution was gonna be let's see if we can have Mike Wright on for 2 segments and just have one with Nitro and then one without right after back to back. If I ask for an hour of his time with Nitro, we're not gonna. It's gonna be the exact same result.
Yeah.
No, I understand that you think that it's a special,
right?
But then we're not gonna get him on again. We can't get an hour of him and then him again. I don't think. This is a busy time of year for him.
What is he doing? He lives for this stuff. Mike Wright is a fantasy guy. He wants to talk about it all day.
And Nitro was an idol. I mean, he told us that. He said he idolized Nitro growing up. I mean, it's a weird person to idolize, but that's the guy for him.
Everybody has their thing, you know.
Let's face it. Me and Billy have questions for Mike Wright that we want answered, and Nitro kind of takes up all our time.
Right. So your teams are more. So your teams are more important than Nitro's teams. Is that what you're saying?
No, but they're just as important.
Okay.
That's fair.
Equal time.
But they're just as important.
So I think in our inaugural segment of production meeting on the air, we didn't really come to a solution.
Well, I think you did. You make final decisions.
Well,
Billy.
yeah.
You got to call the meeting and then make a decision.
I mean,
I get it, but
and this is why you do it, because I come up with the idea of a 1 hour special, and you say no, Stu. That's not what we're doing. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what'd you decide?
I'm gonna wait till the last minute to tell you what the decision is because it gives you less time to change it.
We'll get
Billy's decision of the week of the month.
yes.
Ooh.
I like that. We'll get to the story of the week in just a second here. Billy, we did not get your reaction last week to the news that Tua was signed. Not only did he sign the big contract, he grabbed the microphone at practice and he celebrated it with the fans. It was odd.
So odd. So what you've been seeing reported out there is this is a new Tua. Once he signed the contract, this is a different version of Tua.
Is that a good thing, though? Is that a good thing? Oh. A new Tua.
2.0.
There you go.
Oh.
So you were saying?
I was just saying, it seems as though we've turned over a new leaf here with Tua. I would say, and I don't know time-wise, I don't know the timeline. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but since Tua was signed, and I think this may have happened after you guys recorded after the last episode aired, they also signed Tyreek to an extension.
Yes.
So, like, the Dolphins are now spending money on now.
Was it an extension or they just gave him more guaranteed money over the next 3 years? I think it was always 3 years, but they gave him more guaranteed money.
They reworked his contract and
Right.
they've locked him in. So,
Right.
like, we're not going to seemingly have an issue over money, which is kind of interesting because, like, the reason that he left the Chiefs is because they had just signed Patrick Mahomes and they were out of money for him. But the Dolphins now have signed their quarterback and they've signed Tyreek Hill.
I mean, Mike McDaniel is telling you, whether you think he's right or not, it doesn't matter. He's the guy who's in charge. He's making those decisions. He's telling you, I have a window here with Tua, Tyreek Hill, and Jalen Waddle, and I'm going for it right now. He thinks it's enough to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, that's his job.
Do you think this says anything about Mike McDaniel? Like, do you think that he's feeling the pressure that I need to win with this core now? Like, we need to lock these guys in because I need to win with them. Because once we've missed this window, I don't know what we're going to do after. I mean, I could be reading too much into it.
I don't think you are. No.
And I'm not saying that, like, I don't think he's anywhere near a hot seat or anything like that, but he's just doubling down and recommitting to this core.
He has Tyreek Hill, who's getting older, and 3 years remaining on his contract. You have Mostert, who's 31 or 32 years old, led the NFL in touchdowns or tied for the lead in touchdowns last year. He's 32 years old. Waddle is young. I think he thinks there's a window right now with that core of Mostert, Achane, Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Tua. I have a 3-year window to win a Super Bowl.
Well, you've also made decisions in, like, okay, we're going to let Christian Wilkins go.
Right.
And we're gonna
Well,
put
you
the
can't
money
sign.
in.
I mean, San Francisco's going through it. You can't sign everyone.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, that's what happens when you pay your quarterback $50 million.
You had to pay him, though.
$50 million.
You did
You
have
had to pay him because if you don't pay him, like I said, you paid Waddle all this money. You have Tyreek
So
Hill.
I understand you guys saying they had to pay him. I get it. I understand.
You
that.
could have tagged him.
You could have
was an
tagged.
option.
Technically, you didn't have to pay him.
I mean,
Well, he was under contract this year anyway, right?
Yes.
So, yeah.
you'd have to tag him. You could tag him, I think, twice. You could tag him. So, like, you could have continued that going on and on. But I think the option of getting rid of him entirely and starting with someone else because you're not sold on him is not an option, right? Because then what?
Not for Mike McDaniel, no.
No, then what do? You go into the Baker Mayfields, the Gardner Minshews, and you're hoping that you catch fire with one of them.
You're basically punting on the rest of Tyreek Hill's career.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Right.
It's over. That's over.
I mean, Mike McDaniel, before he got started here, me, Dan, Mike Ryan went up. We spoke with him. We interviewed him. He told us then Tua is the perfect guy for my offense. It's one of the reasons I wanted to come here. He's the perfect quarterback for this offense. And so he's in charge. And that's how Tua gets $50 million in a year where you didn't really have to pay him.
You did have reports that he pushed hard on getting it done with Stephen Ross.
He did.
Like he was
Loyal.
driving
Yes.
force on that. Also, I don't know if you guys caught this.
Which bodes well for the entire Dolphin team to know that a coach will go into the owner's office and push for you to get a contract if he likes you.
Yeah, well,
Players coach.
if he likes you.
By the way, a quick note on the Tyreek Hill contract. He now has $106.5 million in updated, fully guaranteed money. It's the most ever for a wide receiver.
That's what it was about. It was guaranteed money, not more years. Because once you give Tua that money, Tyreek Hill is sitting there going, hey, the reason he got that money is because of me.
Yeah.
Now give me more money.
Well, I remember when he was out here saying, I'm going to get mine no matter who's throwing the ball. And then he got that with Skylar Thompson, and I was like, oh, wow, he's right.
Right.
He's going to get that no matter what.
Interesting.
Did you guys see that now person who has a stadium named after him, Pitbull Stadium here at FIU,
The Pit.
came out and gave his official Super Bowl prediction for this season.
Already?
Yeah.
Wow.
Super Bowl. Pitbull's on
The official
record
one.
giving his prediction for who will win the Super Bowl. Mikey, do you have any thoughts or guesses as to who it is that Pitbull thinks is going to win the Super Bowl this year?
I would have guessed he'd say Miami. I mean, he is, after all, Mr. 305.
Yeah, well, he's
also
graduated-
Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah, he's graduated to Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide.
I will let you know that Pitbull has come out and said that the Dolphins are going to win the Super Bowl.
Not how you play the game, Mikey. He was hoping you would choose someone else.
Did this on Sports
Yes.
Center, so it's
Right.
official.
Right. He wanted you to choose the Bills. He wanted me to say the Jets. He wanted Fuentes to say anyone but the Dolphins.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
But that's what you were going for.
No, it's fine.
Come on.
It's fine. That Pitbull FIU story is so crazy.
It's awesome.
And I know that it's a couple days old at this point, but oh my gosh.
Are you calling games this year?
What if you end up calling Pitbull night? Mr. 305.
I don't
Every
know.
night is Pitbull night.
That's a
now.
good point.
Right.
I don't know
At
what I
Pitbull
can
Stadium.
say.
Right.
I don't know what I can say.
What do you mean?
I don't know what I can say.
Oh,
I don't know what I can say.
inside
here.
info.
Are you calling games?
We're just gonna next question this one.
Are you
I
going to
don't
call
know.
the first game ever at the Pit? I mean,
I don't know what I can say. That's just I have a story of the week.
oh, you do?
Yeah, I do have a
Oh,
story
you
of the
bailed
week.
yourself out.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
My
Yeah.
story of the week later this episode.
This episode of God Bless Football is brought to you by Smirnoff. We do game days. Please drink responsibly. The Smirnoff Company, New York, New York.
Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney is going to join us in a few minutes here. Very much looking forward to that. Told a story about jumping out of a window during his Hall of Fame speech when he was 2 years old. I have follow-up questions to that. But Billy is upset because at the time of taping God Bless Football this week, Brandon Ayuk is still a 49er. And Billy feels like he's holding everything up, and he's a little upset with him. Is that fair? Is that an accurate depiction of what you told me, or?
I don't know if it's him that I'm upset with. The situation is a bit annoying. I mean, what are we waiting on? Let's get this over with. We're just
Right.
sitting around waiting for Brandon Ayuk to be a 49er or more than likely not be a 49er, and then we have to figure out where he's going to be. So let's get this going already. What are we waiting on here?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's in a plane just circling above Pittsburgh right now. I feel like
Really?
he's just hovering above Pittsburgh and he's just waiting for clearance to land. That's where I feel like we're at. But
So the Niners tagged him. He'll make $14 million this year if he stays with San Francisco. I think he should stay with San Francisco because that team has the best chance of the teams that are interested, at least the teams that we know of. That team has the best chance of winning the Super Bowl. He kind of rejected New England already. He was like, Jacoby Brissett? Nah. I'm kind of with Billy now, with Ayuk. You know what? If you want out and the Patriots are making the offer and they're going to give you the extension, then get the hell out. What are you doing? You're holding everything up.
Is it on him ultimately, though?
He didn't want to go to New England. Like the framework of a deal was done there, and his agents called and were like,
Yeah.
nah, we're good.
The
You
Patriots,
want to go.
Funny.
You know what I mean? How badly do you actually want to leave?
Right. Well, he wants to leave. He wants his cake, and he wants to eat it too, Billy. Not only does he want to leave, you don't think he does? He wants to leave. He wants his money. He wants his extension. He also wants to play on a team that has a chance to win the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, he's on one of those teams. They just don't want to give him the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just go get the money elsewhere. Go get the money from the Patriots. Like whatever.
Right.
What do you think? And the Steelers are the better option? Like, get out of here. You think the
Billy,
Steelers are going to be great? Do you guys think the Steelers are going to be good?
I think the Steelers have a chance. I think the Steelers have a chance to be really, really good. I do.
I think
Steelers country, let's ride.
I think the Steelers have a chance to be a giant disappointment.
Well, they have a chance to be a disappointment as well. If Fields or Russell Wilson are good, and you pair that with Ayuk and Pickens, and you have T.J. Watt on defense, they can run the football. Like, yeah, the Steelers have a chance to be good, but to your point, they also have a chance to be a complete disaster. I mean,
I'm gonna put this out there.
Right.
Steelers have a chance to get Mike Tomlin a losing season this season.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't say have a chance. Make a prediction.
That's my prediction. They have a chance.
No. That's not a prediction. They've
never had one before.
A prediction is Mike Tomlin's going to have his first losing season this year.
You said that, not me. I said they have a chance.
You're an ass.
I don't know where you get off saying with certainty he's going to have a losing season this year. There's a chance, though.
I need to slow down. Is that what you're saying?
You don't feel like this is like one of those things that it's like, I don't know if this is going to work out exactly how they think it's going to work out. Like the 2 quarterback situation, like that's fine and dandy. Everybody's nice and happy now. By the way, did you see, this is unrelated to what we're talking about. Did you see the Seahawks had 5 fights in camp in one day?
Yeah, Chippy. Yeah.
Helmet swinging fights, not like pushing and shoving and you shouldn't say that kind of fights. Like, I'm going to take off your helmet and beat you in the head with it fights.
Wasn't it DK Metcalf? Wasn't he one of them?
Yes, it was. He was the culprit.
Well, where's the line between this is great, I like this fire in our team's eyes, and like this is one of those things that's going to bring us together, and I don't know about this. It's like the line 3 fights in one day.
Right about the time a helmet comes off is really when it becomes a line. Like as soon as somebody could actually get seriously injured from a swinging helmet, that's where you draw the line.
I think you have guys in pads who have, they've had the summer off. It's August. It's hot. It's humid. They get, they start swinging helmets at each other. We'll ask Dwights Freeney if he ever swung a helmet at a teammate during training camp. Hall of Famer. Next. We have a Hall of Famer joining us right now. Should have been last year, but he got in this year. It's Dwights Freeney. He and I laugh and we kid about that a lot. Mm-hmm. And I've said that Dwights Freeney, in my opinion, was a first ballot Hall of Famer. But you got into the Hall of Fame. You got the yellow jacket, man. In terms of the weekend, like whatever your expectations, Dwight, were for the weekend, did it exceed whatever expectations you had?
By far exceeded it. You can talk about all you want, and you can hear all the stories. But when you actually feel the emotion in the moment, what's going through your mind and all these legends that you're seeing, and those guys are here for you and to bring you in like people brought them in. It's an emotional thing. And words can't really describe my appreciation and what was going through my brain when I was sitting there on that stage on Friday and Gold Jacket dinner, watching legend after legend come up there, limp up there. Both a lot of guys can barely even walk, and they're up there. And, they're all here to, obviously bring us in, bring our new class in and embrace us. That feeling and what that meant to me, couldn't really describe, how big of a moment that was for me and my family.
Dwight, once you finally get in and you have that moment, you describe it, or you experience everything you just described, do you forget about the idea of, I should have gotten this sooner?
Oh yeah, that's gone. That thought, hey, look, it is what it is. You can't go back and fix, that's water under the bridge. All right. Would I have loved to have been a first ballot? Sure. But you know what? There's a lot of guys who are in there that it doesn't even matter. I couldn't tell you all the guys that I saw who was a first ballot and who wasn't. The guys don't talk about it. It's based on, whoever decided to vote on us to say, hey, this guy's a first ballot or not, and we don't have control over that. But all we know is we're all on the same team now. I can't be cut, traded, or released off this team. So,
You're there for good, my man.
Even if I wanted to get off, I couldn't get off. I can't even die off this team. I'm there.
I feel like in your career you didn't have many fears of getting cut and traded, though. Also, get out of here.
Towards the end, it gets kind of sticky towards the end. You're making a little bit too much money, a little old, and whatever.
That gold jacket dinner, though, I went with Tony Baselli a couple of years ago to check it out. The gold jacket dinner for me was better than the Hall of Fame ceremony. I'm speaking as a fan, though. You're a Hall of Famer. Was it better? Because that thing is special, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's necessarily better, but it's more, I wouldn't even say significant, kind of significant. I would probably use it that word because
it's private too.
Yeah. You're going in and you're walking through a gauntlet of Hall of Famers who are not just giving you high fives and saying good congratulations. They're embracing you. They're giving you hugs. They're saying words to you like, yeah, you finally made it, man. And I appreciate you. And you're going to be part of us. And you're one of us. And they're embracing you as family. And that feeling, it's a lot. It's deep. It's deep, and it's deeper than Saturday. And just because the Saturday is just more or less you're giving a speech and you're telling your fans and your friends and your family that you love them, which is also significant. But I think from a standpoint of just personally how you felt, when you're on that stage and when you're running through that gauntlet, and then you finally get that gold jacket now that I get to keep, it's hard to measure up to that.
Dwight, you didn't appear to be nervous at all, were you? Like, you nailed it.
Man, what? The Saturday?
The speech? The speech, yes.
It's called tequila. You gotta have the right
You
mix.
and MJ had a couple of shots?
The mix gotta be right. You know what I mean? You can't have it too far because I won't be able to see the words, and if it's not enough, I'm gonna be shaking. So you gotta have the balance right. And I think I had a good balance, man. And you know what it is? It's just the thing is once you get up there, for me, and I'll be honest with you, it was like, I had to treat it like a game. You prepared, you got ready. Here we go. That first whistle's about to blow, and I gotta go out there and perform. And I turned the switch on, and that was it, and I was done. I'm not gonna think about, I wasn't sitting there thinking, okay, everybody's naked in the stands, and
right.
I'm talking to little 2-year-olds. It was more like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead, and that's an offensive tackle, and I'm about to go get them, and that's it.
Right.
And I'm about to go do what I do, and there's a bunch of quarterbacks on there, so time to get the sack. That was more of my mentality.
Was tequila ever a pregame ritual for you, by the way? I mean, just that.
No way, no way. In the game of football,
right.
Look, you exhaust yourself in so many different ways, but physically, exhausting yourself is probably the top thing, right? So I go ahead and take a shot of tequila. I'll be dying, with cramps or whatever it is by the end of the first quarter. So it wouldn't happen.
Okay. I mean, we were just talking about a story where Brandon Jacobs admitted to doing a line of cocaine before a football game, and he had the best game he's ever had. Look at him. Not making it to the Hall of Fame, Brandon Jacobs, by the way.
338 and 4 toucguns. It might be worth it. 338 and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it will be worth it, but I guess hats off to him. I don't know. Do what you do, Brandon. That ain't me.
Oh my God. I remember a lot from your speech, but the thing that really stuck out to me were your teammates, you listing the teammates, some of those teammates not being in the Hall of Fame. That was one. The other thing, and we'll get to that in a second. The other one was right at the beginning of the speech. You've waited your entire life, and I'm wondering what happened here, to apologize to your mom for jumping out a window as a 2-year-old. I have so many follow-ups. Please expand on that story. And how do you remember something as a 2-year-old? I mean,
it's nuts. Nuts. I was out of my mind. I thought I could fly. I was a big Superman fan. So I had a whole Superman outfit on, Superman pajamas and all of that. And I jump out the window yelling, Superman, and I jump. And obviously I go straight down. And I land into a bush. And you know what? The thing is, it's like I completely forgot about this whole thing and whole moment. And my mother this year, I don't know what she was talking about. Then she brings this thing up. Right. She's like how you remember when you jumped out the window? I said, what do you mean I jumped out the window? And she told me, I said, you know what? I kind of remember that jumping out the window. And that's, I never apologized. So there you go. I got an opportunity to apologize.
When you were rattling off the teammates there, so you're talking Peyton, who's in the Hall of Fame, Edgerrin James in the Hall of Fame, Marvin Harrison in the Hall of Fame. Then you get to Robert Mathis, he'll get to the Hall of Fame. And perhaps him not being in yet and Reggie Wayne not being in yet gives you perspective on the first ballot stuff. Reggie Wayne is still waiting. Jeff Saturday was on that team. And I was thinking to myself, how many Super Bowls would this team have won if Tom Brady merely did not exist? What do you think?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, a lot.
Tom, I hate you. No, it's, what it is just, it is what it is. You look back and you don't realize what you had until it's gone, and, you kind of felt it. You had a great team. You had more wins in a 10-year span than any team in NFL history, but you didn't have the rings like you wanted. All right. But you have one, and that's a lot more than a lot of people can say that they have. But yeah, we have a list of Hall of Famers. Adam Vinatieri, you got to put him on the list. He's a guy. He's another guy that has a chance of getting in. So we had a whole bunch of us on that team, and that tells you what type of team that we did have. And yeah, Tom kind of stood in the way of a few, but this how the ball bounces. And that's why this is one of the greatest games, if not the greatest game that's ever been created, just because you never know what's going to happen. And, look at Tom. Tom, you would think every time Tom laces it up, he's going to win it, right? But he's failed more times than he succeeded at getting a ring. He's played a lot of years, and I think he ended up having 7 or 8 championships or whatever he has. But that's, it's a 20-plus career. So it's a lot of failures that go in that. Right. And, he's at the top of the list of as far as rings are concerned and what that organization has done. So, for us, we have only one, but one is a hell of a lot more than none.
Well said. Mike, you have a follow-up there with Bob Sanders?
Yeah, sure. I was thinking, I was just wrapped up in his story.
Yeah, I
was thinking about how you guys were so built to play with a lead because of Peyton and all that and the high-powered offense, and then you guys coming off the edge to make sure the quarterback was never comfortable. And then the Patriots kind of exploited that, and then you got Bob Sanders healthy and you got Booger McFarland. How much did that change how you could play against a team like the Patriots?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say they exploited anything. I think they just the ball happened to bounce the right way when it needed to bounce the right way for them. Maybe it has to do with weather. It had to be this, but, it wasn't like, they're killing us now. It would be fourth quarter, okay, maybe we should have ran the ball in that moment, or maybe, the ball bounced the wrong way. So let's not go too far. Talking about they exploited anything.
I caught him off guard. He wasn't expecting me to call him out.
Yeah, no, I really wasn't. No,
what he told me before you came on, Dwight, was that he feels like Booger and Bob Sanders solidified that defense and helped your team get past the Patriots.
Yeah, so I think that any pieces that we added after the fact, and obviously huge pieces in Booger McFarland and Bob Sanders, were big, big parts of that team. Bob is a human missile bowling ball, whatever you want to call it. And, he is a guy who plays the game like how I play the game, kind of just reckless abandon and just watch out. Here he comes. And having a safety like that who can come down and make any tackle and just go out and just play as hard as he it's invaluable. And to add that, and Booger McFarland, who is another guy who's underrated. I think, you guys see him on TV all the time, but people don't realize how good he was as a D tackle. He would know every play. He'll call the play out before it happens. Me and him are talking before, oh, here it comes. Here's a lead draw. Here comes the dive. Here comes this. Here comes that. And, he was a heck of a teammate. And I think if the injury didn't happen, you'd be seeing Booger, here.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days in the Hall of Fame if it wasn't for him getting hurt. But yeah, I think that, for us, getting that type of defense around us, the more players, the more, the guys go out there and play like how those guys played, gave us a better chance of winning games, especially games deep in the playoffs. When we needed to win them, because you all know is defense wins the championships, right? And offense is for tickets. So that's just what it is for us. And we went out and we had to show the world that look, this defense is something serious.
Right. We had this conversation last year with Tony Baselli, and I don't know how much thought you've given it yet, but you are going to get your own version of your Hall of Fame bust. And I see a wonderful setup behind you. I'm wondering, is that going to live there behind you? If so, what are we going to move out of there? Like, where are we going to put your Hall of Fame bust that you get?
He was very pleased with the bust, by the way. He liked how it looked. It looked exactly like that.
I actually did. I really did. You know what? I don't know. I mean, I would think it would have to live somewhere back here.
Yes.
These are a lot of great memories and moments in my life here. So, it's cool. I have a little light that comes down, to kind of shine on a little bit to give it a little glow. But no, it's, I didn't even know we were going to get one. And someone told me that. I honestly can't even, believe that. I mean, how big is it going to be? It's it's going to be the same size, whatever. But hey, look, man, the Hall of Fame did do a great job of honoring us, and this is another example.
Where's the jacket, man? Where is it?
Jacket's all wrapped up in a little protective, garment bag in the closet. It's so hot, and my daughter can't climb up the little ladder that I have there to get it. It's hot. It's hot.
How many hours have you worn that thing since you got it? Or you just put it right in the closet? You just put it away?
Well, no, I you know what? There were some events after, and I had my actually Friday night you get to wear it. All right, after you get it. And then Saturday, obviously, but Saturday night you get to wear it. And everyone wants to take pictures. Man, that jacket got miles on it. And it was looking orange. It was the sweat. My sweat was coming through it. It was looking orange. But those guys at me, it's funny, it's like they take your jacket right after the events and they dry clean it immediately. And so the next day you wake up, it's ready. Whenever you need it fixed, they're on top of it. So it's right now it's sitting, in the garment bag. But when I was
nice and
at the Hall of Fame, it was getting somewhere.
What's the, and this is an indelicate question, and I don't mean to potentially upset you with this. What's the process of replacing the jacket should something happen? Because you're 44 now, you're in great shape. When you're 70 and not necessarily in the same shape, maybe the same size jacket doesn't fit you.
Dwight, it happens to everyone, even professional
jacket.
athletes. I mean, give Billy a break.
As our bodies change, how do we get maybe a larger jacket?
You have them spilling wine on it or something? I mean,
putting on a couple LBs, you never know.
You never know. We know it's happening.
Taking off a couple LBs.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. So what I know is this, they like I said, they do a great job of taking care of us. They have people to refit it, resuit it, measure things that are not right to make sure that you look your best. So they always continue to make sure that we're honored and we're looking good, even when I gain about 20 pounds here in the next 20 years.
It's actually a great question, Billy. I never thought about it, right? Because your body changes as you grow older.
And mine will change.
Oh my! So you talked about the guys kind of limping up during the gold jacket ceremony, and I was there. I saw it, and you're right. And I was thinking, man, the stuff that some of these guys go through. Is your body
Yeah.
fine right now? Do you feel okay? Or is it impossible to play that sport at the level you played it for as long as you played it and not have pain somewhere?
I mean, it depends, what you mean by okay.
Right.
All right. It's okay, good enough for me? Absolutely. Have I felt worse pain? Yep. Do I feel some pain? Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But from time to time, and it goes, it comes and goes. I've had 7 or 8 surgeries when I played. So there's going to be a little bit of residual because of that. But it's nothing major where I don't think I can't handle it right now. I've done, a good job of making sure I try to take care of my body after I retired, and we'll see when I'm 60 years old, but right now, knock on wood, it's not too bad. I can still swing a golf club.
Well, I know you can. So listen, MJ was there. It was very cool. I know he's become like a big brother to you, like family to you.
Yeah.
He was there supporting you, supporting Julius Peppers. So how was that experience? Because I found it's amazing to be so big as an athlete and a persona where you're in the NFL, you're at the NFL Hall of Fame ceremony. And the Hall of Famers are in awe of Michael Jordan. It's like, I was like, what?
I know. Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. You know what it is this. This is how it went down. So last year, when I was thinking I was going to make it, and I didn't make it, and it's all good. Michael was part of that process. He's a big brother to me. We play golf 4 or 5 times a week. And so he felt it like I felt it when I didn't make it last year. And this year, he said, there's no chance I'm not making it, and I'm not going to be there to support you. You're my brother. And he said, if you don't give me a ticket, I promise you I'm going to blow this damn building up, whatever. And I was like, I'm like, of course I'm going to give you, of course I'm going to give you a ticket, man. You're my guy, and that's family. That's family. And I'm happy that he was there to support me. It wasn't any question in my mind that he was going to be there. I knew he was going to be there because that's the type of guy that he was. He actually cut his vacation time down. He was in like Spain or wherever he was, and he came back, made a shorter trip just to come back to see his little brother. And I appreciate him for that.
Dwight, before you came on, we were talking about training camp. Things kind of get heated sometimes, and I'm sure you saw a lot of this. The Seahawks, it came out earlier this week, got into 5 fights during training camp in the same day. What is the most that you've seen? Because as someone who has not participated in training camp, 5 seems like a bit much for one day.
Well, look, put it this way. Well, let me ask you a question. I didn't see the clip. Was it versus another team?
No, themselves, and helmets were coming off, and they were
DK
swinging helmets at each other.
Yeah, it's about right. You know what? Look, the thing is, when you're in training camp, and it's just a lot of you're upset. You're just like you're seeing the same guy. The guy keeps holding you or whatever it is, and he knows exactly what play you're running. You know exactly what play they're running. You're staying in dorms. It's just like and you have all this anger and just like anxiety of just training camp. You're not even playing a team yet, and you're banging around, hitting each other. So usually there is some type of fight or something at some point during training camp. 5, it seems like a lot. But then again, look, I one of our head coaches were Coach Dungy, and he ain't playing all of that. He wasn't playing. Listen, if you fight, you're gonna get ejected from practice ASAP, and it didn't happen. Now other years, there'll be about 4 or 5, but it just is what it is. It's just it's nothing personal. It's just you as football players, the game is a violent game. And there's a lot of just intensity and just adrenaline and you're hitting each other and there's no refs and it's just what it is. But trust me, I bet you those guys are going to be hugging it out. Maybe not the day after, but next week. Like that.
Yeah. You ever swing a helmet at somebody or have a helmet swung at you?
No need.
Who the hell would swing a helmet at Dwight Freeney, man?
Tariq Glenn was huge.
I can tell you the guy on that Colt team no one ever tried Marvin Harrison, right? That's fair, correct?
No, we promise you, you know what? We didn't have much of that. Definitely during Coach Dungy's eras and time, we just didn't have much of it. We understood what it was and what we needed to do. If you can't fight in the game, you can't fight in practice. And that was our mentality. Did it happen from time to time? Sure. But it wasn't something, regular. We didn't have like 5 in one practice,
right.
But we, there'd be, spotted this or spotted that in the years when coach wasn't there or when I was on another team. Yeah, about 4 or 5.
Dwight, real quick before you got on, Stugotz says that he believes that this is the year Mike Tomlin has a losing record for the first time.
I didn't say that, Dwight.
Disagree?
Dwight, I didn't say it.
He
Dwight,
actually used those words.
Dwight, I
he
didn't
actually
say it.
used those words.
Dwight, I didn't
agree or disagree.
Okay. All right. Yes.
Boy, don't worry about that one. You hear me, Tom? He finds a way to pull it out. I don't know how he pulls out his ass every year. He pulls that thing, man. It's like I look at the team, I'm like, there is no way these guys are going to be 500. Look at this. Look at this. This backup to the backup quarterback. This is defense. And somehow he does it, man. I have all faith in that man and him doing this thing.
Yeah, I have no faith in Billy. He totally shoved those words into my mouth. You're a Hall of Famer, man. You cannot be cut. But as Billy pointed out, I don't think too many teams were thinking about ever cutting you. So congratulations to you, man. I texted you, and it was so great having gotten to know you a little bit to see how happy that weekend made you. You had a big smile on your face the entire time. It may have been the tequila. My guess was it was the gold jacket, your family being around, your kids. It was really cool to see you be honored and be that happy and be surrounded by loved ones, man.
No, I appreciate you, man. It's all good. Thank you for having me. Boys, take care of yourself. All right,
go play some golf, man.
You know it. I got the golf shirt on.
You better wear that Hall of Fame jacket out to MJ's course. You better do that, Dwight.
Ooh. Man, I ain't doing that. You know the dress code. Just T-shirts and shorts.
I know. Plus, that's where it gets ruined. You got to bring it back to the dry cleaners, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Dwight. Congratulations to you, man.
All right.
And we're back.
We are.
Exciting. What's about to happen, Stugotz?
Football?
First time ever.
What?
I have a video story of the week.
Wow.
Yeah. So before the stories, it's still the story of the week. Let's not get too excited. It's still the story of the week. But before I've just told you the story of the week based on something that I've read, this story of the week is based on video. So are you excited about this?
I am excited.
All right. So today, should we just get to it, or you want to, play around a little more, joke around, make a little quips here and there?
Quips? Why were you throwing elbows at me?
That's just what you do. You laugh. You
what happened?
You do
there?
One of those.
No, I want to get to it. What do you mean? It's your story of the week. It's my favorite segment.
I know, but you like to play around sometimes. I'm a man of business. We've discussed this in the past,
yes.
And I'm trying to figure out if you want to play around, or if we can just get down to business, brass tacks.
Let's get down to brass taxes.
No. It's just, no, I don't think you.
I think it is taxes.
I think it's Brax Tax.
That's definitely not what it is. Okay, so today's story of the week is courtesy of Brandon Jacobs, who joined the Raw Room podcast.
Hold up. He did a line of cocaine before a game in high school.
Did.
What?
Absolutely.
Wait a minute.
338, 4 touchdowns. It was easy. I felt like I was the only one out there.
Brass taxes works, by the way. That's the story of the year.
Hold on. We haven't even done the story of the month yet.
Okay. Sorry.
And as you can remember, last month's story of the month was never decided because I was on vacation.
Brandon Jacobs is a mountain of a man.
That's correct.
Brandon Jacobs on cocaine. Oh my God. I didn't think it could get any more intimidating than that. Then like him in his normal state is intimidating. Him on cocaine is the most intimidating thing I've ever seen in my life.
The story that he told was that he did it before a game when he was in high school. He went for 338 yards and had 4 touchdowns.
What did he do the week before? I'd be interested.
I'm not gonna.
You don't have game logs of Brandon Jacobs
from high school. Yeah.
I want to know what he's like when he's not on cocaine.
I just know he was 6'4", 264 pounds when he was playing.
Wow.
He had no business being a running back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tackle.
Yeah, or a defensive end. He would have been a great end.
Nose tackle is what I meant.
Maybe. Yeah. But
Different time.
He was huge. Yeah.
Different time.
No reason being a running back at all.
Yeah.
But you do a line before a game, and you have a stat line like that.
Yeah.
That many yards from the line of scrimmage, and aren't you tempted to do cocaine before every game?
I'm the wrong person to ask.
I'm just saying, you've never done cocaine. Then you do a line of cocaine.
Yeah.
And you go out and you have the game of your life. Aren't you then tempted the next week to say, hey, I'm going to do more cocaine?
He claims that he never did it again.
Yes, he said he never did it
claims that he
again.
never did it
after
again.
that.
I mean, come on. Everyone says that. Ron Washington.
338
hello?
and 4 touchdowns.
You think Ron
Lawrence
Washington?
Taylor thinks it's ironic he was a giant.
Right. I mean, that's the story of the decade, by the way. Ron Washington getting busted for doing cocaine at the age of 71 and saying it was his first time. I mean, come on.
Bad luck, I guess.
He got too comfortable.
He didn't know how to hide it.
Yeah, he got too comfortable.
Anyway.
Well, this led me to make a top 5, Stu.
Really?
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. And it's
What
Wow.
a coincidence.
my top
That
5.
quickly,
Yeah,
huh?
just like that.
Unbelievable.
Some of my best work, actually.
Wow.
So you have a top 5 based off of this story?
Correct. It is my top 5 current NFL players
You
I
are
would
good.
not want to see on cocaine
Oh, okay.
While playing.
while playing. Yes. Yes, obviously. Like
So these are guys that probably on a normal day you wouldn't want to see, but when they're on cocaine, it's like,
Yeah.
if I was playing professional football, I would not want to see these guys.
Got it.
Especially not if they're on cocaine.
all right,
Got
you got
it.
5 of them, huh?
I actually got 2 OLIs as well.
Wow.
7.
All right,
Huh.
so we'll start off. First OLI, Nick Chubb. Seems like an angry runner. Don't want to be in front of Nick Chubb going
right.
downhill. All right,
On cocaine.
on cocaine.
Right.
In general, I don't
in
think you'd
general-
want to be in front of Nick
Yeah.
Chubb.
Yeah, but not, especially not when he's on cocaine.
Got it.
Then Debo Samuel.
D-Blow.
I don't know what you're doing.
That was a good joke, man.
It was a good joke.
Thank you.
I liked it.
Good job.
It's a good joke. I liked it.
D-Blow.
It was a joke.
Number 5, Max Crosby.
Good joke, bad joke, or just a joke? New segment. All right, so Max Crosby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What number is that?
Number 5.
Okay.
He has 2 X's in his name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very dangerous.
What's that have to do with coke, though?
I don't know, but I don't want to see a guy with 2 X's in his name.
These are just active.
Yeah, they're just
I have
active
retired when I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Brian Cushing.
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
one.
that's a good one.
Yeah, Earl Campbell.
For some reason, Luke Kuechly. I wouldn't want to see him.
Huh. Makes sense.
Yeah, right. Number 4.
I got news for you. Luke
James
Kuechly doesn't
Harrison.
want to see you. I mean,
Yeah, probably.
What?
Number 4, DK Metcalf. A sober DK Metcalf once ran down Buda Baker from behind.
yeah.
Okay, don't want to see him on cocaine.
On cocaine, he runs down Tariq Hill.
Exactly. Number 3, probably runs down Noah Lyles. Number 3, Annie Bosa.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Nick.
Mama Bosa.
I don't want to see Mama Bosa. I don't
Right,
want to see
Annie Bosa.
I don't want to see retired Jeff Bosa.
This covers all the Boses.
All the
All
Boses.
the Boses.
All right.
Any and all
Taken off the
Boses.
board.
All right, we
Yeah.
got it.
All-encompassing Bosa.
Boses, yes, all of them. None of them. I don't want to see any of them when they're on coke.
Okay.
Number 2, Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Billy said he's a very strong man.
Yeah. Well, he picked Billy up.
He carried me around. I didn't think he was ever going to put me down
He threw Billy over his shoulder and walked around Radio Row. I mean,
while recovering from surgery.
He had a bum ankle, I think.
Yeah.
And he was carrying Billy around like it was nothing.
Yeah.
what a great moment.
It was so weird. It was so uncomfortable. I was like, is he ever going to put me down? Because we'd finished the segment, we were just standing off to the side and he was having a conversation. Like with his people and I'm just there. Like it's freaking Lex Luger torture racking me or something. It's crazy.
And number 1, it's
I
probably.
think he forgot I was up there,
Yeah, no,
honestly.
he
like
did.
we had you on camera off in the end. He's just talking to a guy, and you're there.
I
on
think
the
he
shoulders.
forgot I was up there. That's how little I weighed to him.
Wait, you're maintaining he forgot a human being was on his shoulder.
I
I agree with
believe
you.
that happened.
I think you're right.
And number 1 should be obvious: Derrick Henry. There are stories of Derrick Henry having 338-yard 4-touchdown games when he was sober in high school.
Right.
So imagine what he would do on cocaine.
Imagine.
Imagine.
You get the game logs on Jacobs yet from high school?
No, I don't.
Sorry. It was an odd request. Of
Yeah.
me.
God bless football.
It's kind of crazy that he remembered exactly amount of like the stats. Like this is my coke game from high school.
Only time he did it?
Yeah, right off the top of his head.